Okay, this is a continuation of the last video where I inserted these images, but you can see here that my formatting is a little off, so we need to fix that. There's a couple of ways I can do that. I could go in and apply an ID to these images to make them different. But there's a really kind of cool way to go in and do them all at once. So if I click on an image, you'll see that here in the tag selector, and that's located right in between the properties and your working environment here, your open window. So right here along the bottom is the tag selector. If I click on image, you can see that that's the actual tag. So that's the tag, in HTML tag for image, IMG. Like paragraph is just a P and body is, body. So here I'm going to go to the CSS Designer, and I'm going to close this panel down really quick. Close the tab group down there. I don't need that. You can see that I don't have any CSS currently on this page. There is no cascading style sheets, and we're going to get in again further into CSS in the next assignment. But I do want to point out that you can define a CSS in the same page, and that's what we're going to do here. So not really diving fully deeply into cascading style sheets, but we're going to define a couple of these sources in the actual page. So define in page, then you'll start with style, and that's the actual HTML tag for cascading style sheets. You'll also notice that if you go to code view, that style tag is located in your head area of the document, meaning that you can't see it in the actual view up here. So anything in the head area is not visible on your page. So again, here are the style HTML tags. Right above that, we have a title, untitled document. And if you can guess where that goes or where that matters, and you're probably wondering, well, wait, I have a title to my page. It's called index.html. But if you actually Googled, and here's my page, Googled untitled document, you'll find that at the very top here are tabs, and I've got all these tabs open. I can close some of those, and I will, but they're tabs. So here I've got Typekit, which is a really cool tool to use with Dreamweaver, and we'll be going into that later on as well. But in my preview, you see here in the actual browser tab in Chrome, I have untitled document. So definitely that's something that you always want to do, is go in and change that title from untitled document to something that you want your viewers or users to see on the tab. So in this case, it's going to be Alex's top 5 movies. And now you'll see that it changed it there. Again, you can't see it in here. My page name is index.html, but now my page title for tab purposes is Alex's top 5. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And now when I go back to my browser, you'll notice that I have a tab here. No favicon yet, but Alex's top 5 movies. All right. Getting back to formatting my images here, I've created a style inside. So you have to define where this is going to go, whether creating a new CSS file, attaching an existing CSS file, or defining in page. We're defining in page, and there you can see my style tag. So I'm going to first and foremost select my image and then create at the very bottom here a selector. So selector meaning what tag am I going to select? Since I have the image selected, Dreamweaver is pretty good about assuming what I want it to say. So in this case, it gave me a little bit too specific or too specified. It gave me body, P, and image because that's what it is. But if you press your up arrow twice, you'll get rid of body and P or paragraph. You just want to target the image. I'm going to hit Control or actually Enter. And so I'm going to enter twice. Oops. Or making sure that that's there. Now, you may not have your CSS expanded all the way, and so you'll see properties down in this area below, but I like to expand that out so that I'll have my sources here, my media, and we'll go into that a little bit later on, but you can collapse these, and then selector. So selector is something you're going to be working with quite a bit in the upcoming weeks here, the last remaining weeks. But I have image now selected, and I've expanded this out to show my properties on this side because it gives you a little bit more real estate to work with. I'm going to uncheck show set because currently there are no properties set to this tag. So I'm going to uncheck that. And once I do that, you can see that now I can see all the properties that I can be attached to that image. And it starts with layout. So right here it gives you these nice little tabs that'll jump you from one category to the next on things that you can do with your certain selectors. In this case, what I want to do is for image, and now this is going to be applied to globally, meaning that it's going to apply to all of my images. So first and foremost, I want to add some padding here on the side. Padding can mean that it's going to apply some padding or margin, so you could do both. But I want to do a width and a height, so I'm going to go ahead and change this to pixels, and I will double click there, and maybe I want this to be 150 pixels. No, and then auto down here. So now I've got that to where it's going to constrain the sizes. You'll see what it did at first. If I don't put auto on height, then it's going to, kind of skew that picture up. So I also want to add a float. Very important for this to kind of float over, and I want that to float to the right hand side. And now you can see that it's actually applied it rather quickly to all of my images. And so that is the way to quickly format some images on your page.